Welcome back. Cabe here. We have a juicy, moist story for you today. Let's get to it. The 1970s, Cheryl Bradshaw, she went on a game show, The Dating Game. You guys ever heard of it? Probably not. Fucking millennials. No one's ever heard of The Dating Game. Well, I have. I grew up with 7 channels, and it was on the Game Show Network or whatever the bullshit. You know, reruns. You ever heard of reruns? No? You don't watch TV? You never watch TV? You watch YouTube? Thank you. We're on YouTube. But anyway, so Cheryl, she went on The Dating Game. She was looking for some dick. And if you haven't seen The Dating Game, let me explain it to you real quick. You have a bachelor or a bachelorette, and they interview 3 potential suitors on the other side of a wall. They can't actually see these people, so they just hear their voices. So it's a very interesting exchange when they ask them questions. It's all about their charm and their ability to be witty and to just essentially trick the other person into the date. So Cheryl was asking these guys questions, you know, just seeing if they would be a good match for her. And this one guy was just knocking it out of the park, okay? She asked a question like,
"A bachelor number 1, I am serving you for dinner.
Oh.
What are you called and what do you look like?"
I'm called the Banana, and I look really good.
Can you be a little more descriptive?
Peel me.
Come on over here.
and Cheryl was won over. This was the guy for her. The Banana, peel me, ooh, Cheryl, let's go to the hotel room. And so Cheryl picked bachelor number whatever the fuck, this guy, the banana peel guy, and they went backstage to talk. Well, you see, this show, the catch was that you could go on a date on them. So they started discussing where they wanted to go on a date, and this guy just kind of gave Cheryl straight up creepy heebie-jeebies. He started getting weird. He started saying pussy and stuff like that to her backstage. I mean, what kind of man does that? It's the 1970s. Jesus saves. I like your armpit, girl. What that armpit do? Come on, let me see that bit. Well, like anyone would, Cheryl got the creeps. I mean, this guy's creepy as hell. He seemed so charming behind the wall, but once she was face to face, she could see that this guy was up to no good. He was stranger danger. Well, in lieu of this, Cheryl decided to, hey, I changed my mind. I'm not going to go on the date with you, okay? Thanks, but no thanks. Now, this decision Cheryl made would essentially save her life. Save her life. One decision, no thanks. Just something so simple. Cheryl would have likely ended up dead. This man, this monster, was none other than Rodney Alcala, a serial killer that killed at least 9 women. This man was actually already a felon. I mean, he was already convicted as a child molester, as a child rapist. And the Dating Game didn't do a background check on him. He was able to just come on in, talk about peeling his banana, and Cheryl liked it. Rodney would actually get arrested 1 year later after the Dating Game and charged for murder. Police know for a fact that he killed at least 9 women, but many investigators believe that he killed in between 50 and 100 women. He just wouldn't admit to it. You know, there were many deaths around that area, including the Hillside Strangler, but Rodney would actually position women in certain poses after they killed them. He would trick them into believing he was a photographer, a beauty photographer, and that he was holding some kind of contest that would win them money. And the women would go along with him, and when they least expected it, he would strangle them, rape them, and murder them. And he would leave these women in suggestive poses for police to find, And so there was kind of a moniker, there was kind of a certain way he did things, and they found that many, dozens of other women, dozens of other victims were found in this manner, but of course he would not admit to it. Here's the crazy thing. This all happened in the 70s, and he actually didn't get sentenced for murder for like 30 years. I mean, this man, he kept having mistrials, and there kept being certain exceptions to the crime, certain exceptions. This was mentioned, that was mentioned, all these weird loopholes, if you will, and he was not even sentenced for these murders until 2010. This Dating Game episode was in the freaking 70s. This man, almost 40 years. This man didn't really even go to prison for murder. It was crazy. And they finally sentenced him to death in 2010. But as we all know, when you sentence someone to death, that's really not that much of a death sentence. He sat on death row for 11 years. He finally just died just a few days ago, 2021. So good riddance, Rodney Alcala. You almost had Cheryl. Fuck you, Cheryl, good choice. Hope you're doing well today. Hope you're like a very successful woman. You're powerful. You have 4 kids, but you work hard. You make roast beef for supper every night, but they don't like it. And you get pissed because all they want is fucking corn dogs and pizza. All they want is corn dogs and bagel bites and hot rolls and you're like, I'm a bad bitch. I almost got murdered by Rodney Alcala in 78 on the Dating Game show. But they don't give a shit. They're just on TikTok looking at other murder shit. They don't care about you and your struggles. This is Once Upon a Fucked Up Time, as you can tell. My name's Cabe, so I'll see you next time. Come back. Love you, Cheryl. Hope you're doing well. You could peel my banana anytime, girl. I'll date you. It'll be a game, and I'll kill it.